The very first thing I did after being reborn, swallow a stone whole right in front of everyone, and then force the girl who had always loved me to eat her own green bamboo viper alive. Everyone thought I had completely lost my mind, but none of them knew that in less than a minute, every living creature on Earth would begin to mutate, and all humans would gain supernatural abilities based on the last thing they consumed before the mutation started. In my previous life, I ate a lamb bun before the disaster arrived, and awakened a useless wool growth ability, at first being able to create wool by spending mental energy, still somewhat useful during the freezing weather. But as the mutated monsters became stronger and stronger, I slowly turned into nothing more than helpless prey, waiting to be slaughtered this time. After returning from the future, I had already prepared everything in advance. In my last life, I once saw a giant dog with power comparable to an ancient god, and later discovered it used to be nothing more than an ordinary stray raised by the owner of an antique shop in the southern district. After a series of coincidences, I learned from the shop owner that the dog had accidentally swallowed a mysterious jade stone while protecting him after being reborn. I immediately rushed to that antique shop and gathered every bit of money I could to buy the exact same jade stone as for why I forced Xia Wanrou to swallow her pet bamboo viper alive. It was because she had secretly loved me for years. In the previous timeline when the mutation arrived, she never abandoned me, even though she awakened an ice ability.
Before you keep watching, like and subscribe if you love your mom. Comment, "I love mom" right now.
Powerful enough to survive alone in the apocalyptic world, she still stayed by my side, protecting me, even though my own talent was weak and worthless. In the end, both of us suffered a miserable fate because now that I had a second chance, I naturally wanted her to awaken an even stronger power in the previous life. Her pet snake later mutated into a flood dragon, and if it had not lost during a battle against the guard dog from the antique shop, it would have had a very high chance of evolving into a true 5-clawed divine dragon. The reason I insisted on swallowing it alive was because humanity had already discovered in my previous life that consuming something alive granted the best awakening effect. If the dragon vein jade split apart by human hands, I would have shared half with Xia Wanrou myself, but even a lesser flood dragon ability was still several times stronger than the ice power she awakened before facing my determination. Xia Wanrou looked extremely conflicted. On one side was the boy she had loved for many years, and on the other was the pet she cherished deeply. Her heart struggled painfully, but after seeing the resolve in my eyes, she finally made up her mind. Sorry, little Ching, but for him, I can do anything. Xia Wanrou grabbed the small green snake, tightly held its mouth open, and in front of the entire class, swallowed it whole like a long, slippery noodle. Seeing her actually join me in this left the whole classroom so shocked that nobody could even speak. They could only stare in horror, feeling as if they themselves had gone insane. Moments later, Xia Wanrou rushed toward the water dispenser, desperately drinking cup after cup while leaning against the wall and dry heaving continuously. Only then did the class finally snap back to reality. Holy shit, Xia Wanrou, you actually did it. Are you seriously crazy? He told you to eat a snake and you really swallowed it. I must still be dreaming. Why am I seeing something this absurd? Even the teacher remained frozen in shock, completely unable to understand what was going through the minds of young people, while the classroom erupted into chaos. I walked over to Xia Wanrou. Her beautiful face was deathly pale strands of damp hair stuck to her forehead because of the intense pain, making her look fragile and pitiful. While enduring the sharp pain in my own stomach, I pulled her into my arms. I did it. Xia Wanrou let out a weak groan as she wrapped her arms around my waist, gently touched her pale face, while blood slowly flowed from the corner of her mouth. The horrifying sight frightened the teacher so badly that he immediately called an ambulance. Meanwhile, Gao Junhao, the rich athletic guy who had been chasing Xia Wanrou for years, only to be rejected, felt his head ringing with rage. His towering body, muscular frame built through years of training, stormed forward.